Have you ever confidently said a word only to be told you pronounced it completely wrong? Don't worry, you're not alone. Mispronouncing words is a universal experience, and believe it or not, there's real science behind why it happens. In today's video, we're breaking down why our brains struggle with pronunciation, the common traps we fall into, and how you can master tricky words with ease. Let's dive in. Segment 1. How our brain processes words. Our brain is a pattern-matching machine. When we hear or see a new word, we compare it to words we already know. If a word looks familiar, our brain often assumes it should sound like something we've heard before. This is called the lexical interference effect, a fancy term, for when our brain tricks us into saying a word incorrectly based on past experiences. Example: many English learners mispronounce kur-nul as kur-nul because it looks similar to other words, but it's actually pronounced kur-nul. Another example: people often say hyperbole as hyperbole, but it's actually hyperbole. Our brains just assume it follows familiar spelling patterns. Segment 2. Why we copy mistakes. Have you ever mispronounced a word because you heard someone else say it that way? This is called phonological imitation. We mimic the way words sound even if they're wrong. Our brains love shortcuts, and if we hear a pronunciation often enough, we assume it must be correct. Example: some people say library as library because they've heard it mispronounced that way for years. Another example: the word espresso often gets mispronounced as expresso. Our brains mistakenly add an X sound simply because we've heard others do it. Segment 3. Why silent letters confuse us. English is full of silent letters and unexpected sounds, which makes pronunciation even trickier. Some words just don't follow the rules, and our brains struggle to make sense of them. Example: the K in night and knee is silent, but many beginners instinctively pronounce it. Example: the P in pneumonia is silent, yet our brain wants to say it. Fun fact: did you know that in Old English, people actually pronounced these silent letters? Over time, the way we speak evolved, but the spelling stayed the same. Segment 4. How to fix mispronunciations. So how can you stop mispronouncing words and sound more confident? Here are a few science-backed tips. Break the word into syllables. Saying mischievous as mischievous instead of mischievous makes it easier. Listen to native speakers. Apps like Youglish or Merriam-Webster can help. You hear words in real conversations. Use the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet. It's like a cheat code for pronunciation. Practice with tongue twisters. They improve your pronunciation muscles. Try: she sells seashells by the seashore. Now you know the science behind mispronunciations and how to fix them. Which word do you struggle with the most? Drop it in the comments, and I might feature it in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a pronunciation lesson. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Pronunciation Mastery.